All right, y'all, what's up? March the 24th, 2025. Welcome to the channel. Please subscribe, share this video, give the video a thumbs up if you like it. Appreciate you in advance. Want to shout out all the new subscribers that have come through. This is the Podcast for Soul. My name is Sean Gumby. Me, the Podcast for Soul, Astigmatism in My Soul. What's my other company? Gumby Publishing. Neither of us wish to defame, slander, libel, or hurt anybody as it relates to the content of this video. We are going to be coming from actual court documents which are available to the public. Now, what's up, y'all? I want to make this video. I got to say this because I want to just clear some things up based on what I have read and what I have seen. Now, I have not read every single document as it relates to this case, and I'm talking about the United States of America versus Dion Gatlin versus CUFFY. But I've read a significant amount of information, more specifically the Franks hearing, which CUFFY applied for and received, something that's very, very difficult to get. He got one. And what I want to say is this. Me, myself, when I first became aware of this case, when my nigga Black told me about this case, my nigga Black told me this case with the slant that this was a corrupt DEA agent, because at this point I didn't even know the DEA agent's name, Keith Cromer. There was a corrupt DEA agent who was stealing money from the government, misappropriating, overpaying an informant that he was sleeping with. That's the way I got introduced to the case. And if you go on social media today, you will hear that narrative. You will hear that narrative, 100%. And you'll hear that narrative from a lot of motherfuckers who don't know what they talking about. They just going off what they heard somebody else say. They're just parakeets. Just parrots. They hear somebody say something, let me go on my channel and say it. Don't corroborate it. Don't verify it. Don't research it. Don't analyze it. Don't do no due diligence. Just repeat what they hear, and the information could be wrong as two left shoes. And I was guilty of that in the very beginning. My first video that I did on this case was based on that information. But let me say this. Since I'm reading this Franks hearing, and I've read all of them, especially all the ones with the cross-examination of Keith Cromer. One of them is dated October the 19th, 2016. That was the one that was done by phone. Then there's a second one that he did. That was on a Wednesday. They made him fly up from Atlanta to St. Louis that Friday, October 21st. They cross-examined him again, but this time in person on the stand. I've read that one in its entirety. I read the first one in its entirety. And now I'm reading the third one, which is dated January 9th, 2017, and I'm halfway through. And unless I'm proven wrong in the last half of this volume 6 of the Franks hearing, United States versus Dion Gatlin, case number 4:14-CR-88. I haven't seen any impropriety, any financial misconduct as far as the payments to Tammy Cowins is concerned. As far as the payments, listen to what I'm saying. Now, whether he had sex with Tammy Cowins or got pictures in the bed with Tammy Cowins, that I don't know. And I'm not commenting on that. I'm speaking about the payments. Tammy Cowins got upwards of about $212,000. I think that's referenced in either the Franks hearing dated October 21st or October 19th, or both. So far, all of those payments were legit because Tammy Cowins was being paid to provide information about ongoing investigations of drug trafficking, dealing with mid to upper level drug traffickers with a tie and a link to a cartel in a source country. And when she started supplying information on Fidel Suarez and CUFFY, who Big Meech put her in contact with, she got paid for that information all the way up until CUFFY gets arrested. Tammy Cowins got put on a $2,500 a month stipend from the DEA, specifically related to the ongoing investigation. And every month, documents needed to be filled out and signed and approved by 3 levels: the agent or the task force officer, and a lot of times that would be David Aguilar, who got fired, Fred Swoop. Then they would give it to Keith Cromer. He would review it, sign it, and then he would have to give it to his boss above him to sign off on it and approve it. And not until it went through that chain of command did Tammy Cowins receive any money. And all of it is documented so far. Sean, what about the 50 grand payment? The 50 grand payment was from when she got Terry White busted, when she was operating under Jack Harvey. That's 50 grand. Now, she got $2,500. How many times? They say 19 times. I want to say 19 times maybe. That's how long the investigation was. 19 months jumps out of my head, right? So if you do the math on 2,500 times 19, 10, so that's almost 50. That's almost another 50, right? What is that, 97.5? What's the math on that? 2,500 times 10 is 25,000. 2,500 times 20 would be 50. You back off 2,500, you're talking about 47.5, right? Plus the other 50 or 51 or 53, whatever she got from Terry White. That puts us at 100, right? Then she got some relocation expenses, about 11,000 to move. Cromer just testified on the stand today that he doesn't know where that came from. That didn't come through his office. Maybe she got that from St. Louis. We got to find out. We're still on it, right? And then she got an $80,000 lump payment, 80,000 lump sum payment that we know, because she called Jack Harvey after Cuffy and them get busted. After Cuffy and them get busted, or some of Cuffy's homeboys get busted as a result of Tammy Cowins' information, right? She gets exposed. Her name gets exposed. Right? I think in the discovery. Now she's afraid. And she was afraid. And she let Keith Cromer know she was afraid. The deeper she got into the investigation, you know, she knew the kind of niggas that Cuffy and them St. Louis niggas was. She knew what they was on. She knew what they was about. They didn't play the radio. You know what I'm saying? If there was an issue, they was stepping to you. And she was afraid of that. And she told Cromer that. And his plan was to phase her out and introduce CS2 to Cuffy to take over. But Tammy Cowins, loving money and greedy, even in her fear, because Cromer said, listen, then come out, then get off the case. If you're in fear for your life, get off the case. But we're going to stop paying you. She said, that's all right, keep paying me, I'll just keep going. And she kept going and kept getting the $2,500 a month stipend. She calls Jack Harvey. Remember, Jack Harvey testified on the stand that Tammy Cowins reconnected with him. She hadn't heard from him since 2011 when he put that award in for her for Terry White. She hits him on the phone in around February 2013. This is what Jack Harvey testified on the stand. We went over that. And she is nervous. She's hinting around that she ain't comfortable, but she just ain't come outright and tell her what's happening. Then she calls him back around 2000. Wait a minute. Right. Then she gets paid. March, I want to say 15th of 2013, $50,000, which was attributed to the Terry White joint. And then she gets another payment about 40-something days later, April the 16th, 2013, for like $80,000. And she tells Jack Harvey, I don't know why they paid me $80,000. That's a motherfucking lie. You know why they paid you that $80,000, because you supplied information on Cuffy and Suarez. And when they got busted, I don't know how big the drug transaction was or how many keys or money was involved. You got compensated for that. That was Tammy Cowins' compensation, because I asked Keith Cromer on the phone when I spoke to him. I said, Keith, what about the $80,000 she got? He said, Sean, that was for the work that she was doing. Right? And they're probably going to bring it up in here. And if, like I say, if it comes out in the last half, I'm already through. What page I'm on? I'm already through a lot of it. More than half. So maybe they will deal with that $80,000 in the remainder of the Franks hearing, Volume 6, dated January 9, 2017. But the whole notion and the whole narrative that Keith Cromer was just wantonly giving her this money because he wanted some money, he needed some money, you know what I'm saying? And they was in a relationship and he was hitting it and he was all in love and engulfed and googly eyed about this girl. He just done lost his bearing and is just way out of bounds and just flippantly giving this girl DEA money because she got some good pussy. That I haven't seen that. That's not in the paperwork. That's not in the actual Franks hearing. They got a magnifying glass and a flashlight up Keith Cromer's ass about this money, just the $2,500 a month, and everything that they put in front of them, every exhibit, every document they put in front of them, trying to say, gotcha, what about this? He has an explanation for it. He explains it away. He explains it away. And he always ends with, not only did I have to approve it, but my boss had to approve it. And it makes perfectly logical sense if you read the paperwork. Now, if you just some dummy that you don't like me, you don't like Sean G, and you married to the narrative that I just highlighted, that this is a crooked DEA agent, you know, then you're not going to believe what I'm saying because you're not going to read the document. I read over 1,000 pages, man, easily. And that's the truth. So she tells Jack Harvey, I don't know why I got this $80,000. I don't know why they sent it to me. Because what she's trying to do, she's looking for Jack Harvey to help her. Then she says, I don't trust these agents. You know, she tells this to Jack Harvey. Agents, plural. I don't know why I got this $80,000 in hopes that Jack Harvey will help her get out of the jam that she's now, her cover's blown as the informant that got CUFFY's homeboys and them busted. And she knows how CUFFY and them, these are some serious dudes. So now she's afraid, right? So she don't tell Jack Harvey the truth, like, yo, I've been supplying information on these dudes out of St. Louis. They must have busted them with a lot of money and drugs, and my cut was $80,000. And now I'm scared because these dudes is for real. You know? She ain't telling them that. You know? She's like throwing this out there to kind of protect herself, her own self-serving interest, to kind of like discredit Keith Cromer and the other agents. Like they giving her this money for nothing. And then later in, is it March 2014 or March 2015, the whole allegation of her and Cromer sleeping together comes out. Now, that one, I don't know if I can, you know, that was a little shaky on Cromer. You know, and Cromer, if you're watching, man, it's a little shaky because all of the instances where, these chance instances where you showing up at the airport and she's there and you guys, she's showing up on these trips and, you know, you don't know why and this kind of thing. I don't know about all that, man, but, you know, that can happen to any man. Every man in the world has had a woman with some kitty cat that made him do some things that he never thought he would ever do, but he's done it because he's been in love with her. or the kitty cat was just that good. So I don't fault the man for that. So I just wanted to put that out there, and let's I'd be remiss if I left out this part. Under oath on the stand, he testified the other day that I've seized over $60 million to $80 million in cash in my career. Cash, untraceable cash. I have seized $60 million to $80 million in untraceable cash, and I have been audited, and never once was there ever an issue in my entire career with a nickel being short. So then why would, you know what I'm saying? It don't make sense. For what, $2,500 he's gonna ruin this? Come on. To me, it would think if I'm a steal, I'm gonna seize some cash and I'm taking half and only reporting that all we got was this. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to make this video as a point of information that so far there's been no financial improprieties on Keith Cromer's part, as far as I can see. Everything is documented. You know what I'm saying? And I spoke to the man on the phone, and like I say, when I spoke to the man, he spoke from a position that he had a side of the story to tell, that people had him wrong. He did say, yeah, Sean, the relationship I had with her was wrong. It was too personal. That was my mistake. He told me, he says, I got too personal with her. But he said I didn't sleep with her, and all of the money that she got paid was for the work that she did. You know what I'm saying? Now, keep in mind, David Aguilar, a subordinate to Keith Cromer, took the fifth. He didn't even take the stand. This other guy, Anthony Smith, Special Agent Smith, that worked under Keith Cromer, I think he also took the fifth, and I think Fred Swoop also took. So a lot of them took the fifth, right? Didn't even come and defend themselves, right? Why? And then why did Cromer, at first Cromer was going to take the fifth, but then he changed his mind. He said no. He tried, but they made him testify, right? Why did the other dudes, why did his subordinates take the fifth? If Keith Cromer fucked everything up, why not get on the stand and say, hey, I didn't do it. He did it. And the reason I say that, all the other agents pled the fifth, they were all fired, and this correlates when Tammy Cowins called Jack Harvey and said, these agents. I believe personally, and this is pure speculation, she may have been romantically involved with them other agents too. I don't know. That's just a guess. You know what I'm saying? So why would she be complaining? Because once Cuffy and them get busted, his homeboys get busted, she goes into self-preservation mode. And she starts, she has to discredit everybody else. And I'm innocent. I don't know why I got $80,000. I'm innocent. These agents just gave it to me for no reason. I don't know. Stop lying. You was ratting. That's why you got the money. So, just something for us to think about. Let me know what your comments is. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Peace.